Alright, as you can tell, I'm driving, but I had a lot on my mind lately, so I figured on here. I don't know if this will be a rant, so sorry to disappoint some. Talk about the Florida game and the bigger issue at hand, which is, will Jimbo stay or go? Okay, so the Florida game. Both teams sucked. FSU made defensive plays, 5 in a row over Florida. Fuck the Gators. The end. Alright, that's my recap. Anyway, to the Jimbo. We should know something, obviously, by this weekend at the very latest. I wish it would end right now. It's kind of just dragging out. Like, just say you're staying, say you're going. I mean, I get from his perspective, he's never going to do that. He never has done that. He's just going to continue to say, I don't comment on jobs. I get it, all right? You don't want to look like an idiot if you say you're staying and then you wind up leaving, you know, kind of like Saban did when he was with the Dolphins and said, I won't be Bama's next head coach. And then, yeah, he was Bama's next head coach. And then, of course, try and use it for leverage. Well, I'll stay if you give me this, 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 and this. I just want it to end. It's annoying as shit. What does he want? He wants a boatload of money to bring in new assistants, and I get that. Good Lord knows, need new assistants and quality ones. And he wants a standalone football facility like yesterday. And by all accounts, it sounds like the standalone football facility is going to happen, but it might be like maybe like 2 years from now. It might be a hot minute. And that's all fine and dandy. Like, I get it. You're getting stuff to set the program up for the future. But the comments he made during the season was acting as though, well, if we had these things, we'd be better. I mean, that's what it felt like. Maybe that's not what he meant, but that doesn't ring true. That isn't, I don't know, that probably pisses a lot of boosters off. I mean, because let's be real, he's gotten a lot of shit he's asked for since he's been at the program. You know, IPF, renovated locker rooms, new dorms, you know, the new video boards, the Champions Club, which is a fucking waste of money in my opinion. I wish that instead of the Champions Club, they got rid of all the bench aluminum fucking seats and put in individual seats. Fuck the Champions Club. Everyone stays inside. That corner always looks empty. Anyways, enough about that. So he's trying to get stuff he wants, and it's worked before. You know, his rumors seem to be like an annual thing this year, and he's able to get shit he's wanted, like more money for assistants. Unfortunately, that money was to keep some of them. But it sounds like when you read the stuff online that FSU is not going to budge. They're like, look, bud, the facility's coming. It ain't coming next year. You know, it might be 2 years, maybe 3. You know, and we're not going to just totally give you like the world. You know, we've given you a bunch already. So, you know, you stay and you going. Now, in years past, like 2 years ago with the LSU crap, I didn't think there was any chance he'd go. Then last year, I was like, he'll probably stay, but maybe it's 50-50. But this year, I mean, I don't know, like it's reached its crescendo where maybe he decides to get the fuck out. He needs a change, perhaps. Maybe the program could use a change. And if he leaves, who's the replacement? You're seeing a lot of the same names you saw with UF's vacancy. You know, Scott Frost. Although Willie Taggart wasn't seriously mentioned with the Gators, which I don't get. But yeah, Taggart, Braum from, I believe, Purdue would be a decent candidate. Fuentes from Virginia Tech's another guy. Comment down below with your ideal replacement if Jimbo leaves. But the most popular, at least the one that you're hearing that FSU is already looking into, you know, just in case Jimbo leaves, they don't want to be high and dry and looking because they have to get somebody quickly because this year's the first year of the early signing period, which is, I think, December 20th. So if he leaves, you need to get a replacement in there so he can come in with his staff and at least try to get some recruits that plan on signing early. You know, the top flight recruits that plan on signing early. But let's focus on Taggart, since that seems to be, if you believe the reports, the number one target if Jimbo does decide to leave. He's coached obviously at Oregon this year being his first year. They're 7-5. I think they were 5-1, and then their quarterback went down for a handful of games, and they finished the year strong. I know they just blew the fuck out of their rival Oregon State. Not that Oregon State's anything good. Oregon was 4-8 the year before. At South Florida, he was there, I think, 4 years. And what you'll notice at each stop, whether it's Oregon, South Florida, or Western Kentucky, the program was better when he left than what it was when he inherited it. Now, I know a lot of people are going to point to his overall head coaching record, which is 47-50. All right, anybody can read that. My toddler can read 47-50. Just take an extra little step, an extra little look into his resume, and you'll see each season his teams got progressively better. I think Western Kentucky had 0 wins when he inherited that job. By the time he left, which was 3 years after being there, they were 7-5 team. I think South Florida had, like 3 wins. The time he left, they had 10. They progressively got better each year. South Florida's recruiting classes improved dramatically. And it's no surprise that Strong is 9-2 or 9-3, whatever the fuck they are, is having a good year himself there. He did, Taggart didn't leave the cupboard bare, at least relative to what South Florida usually has. And then now at Oregon, as I said, they were 4-8 last year, dumpster fire. This year that he's improved them to 7-5. They have a great offense. The little I know about him beyond his coaching resume is he runs, I think, a power spread. It's a modern college football offense. And then beyond that, I do not know the defense. Again, I need to do more homework. Just going over some general stuff here. But other things I like about him, if he is the lead candidate, is he checks some generic boxes that I have, that a lot of people have for a head coach. 1, obviously, he has head coaching experience, as I mentioned. 2, he's young. He's 41. 3, runs a modern college football offense. And 4, and probably most importantly, he can recruit his ass off. Oregon is, if I didn't already mention, I believe is on pace to have their best recruiting class in the history of the program. At least on paper, according to, the recruiting services that are out there. So yeah, he checks all those boxes. And some people might point to a box of ethnicity, like, oh, well, he's African American, so, that's got to help. In regards to, sorry, checking into the neighborhood here. Serious about the security in this rig. Anyway, they think that could, help recruit to the African American recruits that are, the large portion of top-notch college football players. And that might be true to some degree. Maybe the color of his skin could help him in the living room of some recruits. But I do think that's a bit overblown. I really do. I mean, there's many examples, but I'll use one right in FSU's own backyard. Dossie. He's African American. He sucks at recruiting, or he's average at best at it. And then you got old white dudes like Brewster who kick ass at it. I mean, I think it's more personality than just straight skin color. Like, if white coaches couldn't recruit because of their skin color, then oh my God, there's be a ton of coaches that wouldn't have success. So I think that's a little overblown. Personally, I like it. I would love for FSU to have an African American head coach. Not that FSU has a reputation as being racist or anything, but it'd be a nice switch, for the culture, as they say. All right, I'm home now. I can actually look at the camera. So if he's a leading candidate, I'm fine with it. I think if you're UF and Miami, you're probably not a fan of it. People do the obvious thing and point to Taggart's 47-50. But in their heart of hearts, they know Taggart, with the talent FSU has, what he could potentially do with it. I think he would fuck their shit up as long as he's there. No guarantees, but they don't want to see a guy like Taggart, young, hungry, has the resources he's never had at any place, and see FSU get better the moment he gets there. Otherwise, I'd be fine with the other guys I mentioned as well. Brom, Fuentes, Frost. Frost is probably going to Nebraska, but that's my 2 cents. We should know soon. I said before, I'm cool with Jimbo. If Jimbo stays, I'm willing to give him a year to, revamp the offense. Or not the offense. revamp the staff, and look within himself and make some changes. But if he goes, hey, I'll hop on board the Taggart train, or hopefully one of the other guys I mentioned. All right, well, that's it. Done rambling. Have a good one. I'm out.